Okay. Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody today? So, I think we've gotten the issue figured out with the screen sharing with my Mac. So, hopefully, everything goes smoothly. I do have a backup camera over here to be able to see comments, but I won't pop, which I never remember to anyway, pop comments up over on the screen because then it blocks any type of where you can see the comments. And I also want to note, because this is a Patreon only thing, that if everybody's okay with it, kind of like with what I'm doing with the Corel videos, well, I'm doing this with Corel as well. If everybody's okay with it, making these live at a later date. Yeah, I got like this little weird curl going on. It's driving me nuts. I didn't get much sleep last night. Uh, so this may be even a worse brain day than normal. Like, but because I glued my fingers together yesterday. If you ever super glue your fingers together, you don't have to use like harsh chemicals. You can either use like baby oil or just regular lotion and just let it sit there and then kind of just rub it together and it'll get it off. It just takes a while. So, if it is a handy trick, because my skin's so thin and sensitive that I didn't want to just rip the skin off, because that's what it would have done, and then trying to do my regular work would have been impossible. But anyway, I wanted to know from my regular Patreon people if you were okay with after the fact of posting these, because it would be handy for other people, and then it makes it a little bit easier for y'all to find after the fact on YouTube. But that will be completely up to you. So, we'll get to that at the end, and I may post a poll. So, we're going to get started with the screen sharing and all that fun stuff. Now, the reason why I'm using Creative Fabrica for this, even, yes, I have an affiliate code, but I pay for this every single month myself. I have the full commercial license version of this, which runs about $30 a month. If you sign up for like the original month, I think it's like $1, if I remember correctly. I have a big cup of water, so I always have water. And especially because like the Corel Draw tutorial, it took me like 2 hours. We created a butterfly from scratch. I am using Corel Draw, but when doing this, these things will work with pretty much any program, and the ideas behind this will work with other types of programs or any type of art that you bring in. So it doesn't have to just be Creative Fabrica. And just to kind of give you a heads up, I use Creative Fabrica because I pay for it. The dogs are going to start barking. So, just so you know. And again, I use it because one, it has commercial license, two, because I pay for it every month. You might as well get some use out of it. Or at least that's how I look at it. So, and if I cannot see your comment, because if you're on Facebook, you have to give StreamYard permissions. So sometimes I will just see Facebook user. So hello. So first off, we're going to go to Creative Fabrica. Now, I might have some lags in conversation because sometimes I get into what I'm doing, but I will try to keep describing, and I will try to remember to keep looking at comments. So I'm going to go ahead and add to the stream my my screen. So now I'm going to go ahead and go to Creative Fabrica. So let's do that. Now I am working on a Mac, but again, these features, again, are pretty universal. Again, I'm working in Corel Draw, which is my favorite art program. I am working on learning Affinity Designer, which I'm sure will take some time. But it is what it is. So, does anyone have any thoughts, questions, concerns, or what they want to see for designs for today? If not, I'll just kind of go off of what I'm wanting to do and kind of look at what is on the home page and then see what is a possibility for designs. Because, that's kind of what is popular right now. Because as you can see, there's a lot of different things. Because you can do sublimation, we can create an SVG. There's a lot of different things. Now, part of the thing behind this is, as you can see on Creative Fabrica, they've got designs that are already done. I like to use elements and create things myself. Now, I can create things from scratch, as you saw if you've watched the Corel tutorial. I did make that live this morning for everybody, but sometimes it's easier to use elements from Creative Fabrica if I don't feel like creating something. And then, some things like these watercolor design elements, I don't really want to, or that stuff a little bit beyond my design capabilities. So hopefully one of these days I might get to that point, but I'm not there yet. And then I might use some of these also, if y'all want to see it, also to create a tutorial and show you how to apply these. If we do a sublimation design or an SVG. But it kind of just all depends. But there are tons and tons and tons and tons of designs. Tons. And as I said, I like Creative Fabrica. There's a lot that you get for $30 a month. But if you're not doing this professionally, I can see where that would be a lot of money. Don't get me wrong. This is expensive. So it's a lot. But they do have different packages. And there's a lot of different things that are on here for free. Let's see if we want to take a look and see what fonts they have. If they do have some fonts that I'm wanting, I will close out of Corel to download and install. Because you got to be out of it to install some fonts. And they always have new fonts. Always, always, always. And I love a good font. I've been really into some really thick, like cursive-y fonts like Brightburn. I have that on here. So let's look at script fonts. Now, a script font is what you would consider cursive. So as you can see, they got some pretty ones. They've got a lot of pretty ones. And if you kind of have an idea of what your thoughts are behind it, so if you're wanting a retro font, you can type in that. You can kind of go from there. That's kind of cool. I think I have something very similar to that, though. And you start to remember what you have. I have about a bajillion different fonts on my computer. And that's something you've got to remember too. You get too many on here and it's a lot. It will slow down your machine and you can end up crashing your computer. So just remember that. And you also have to look at things and make sure that you can read them if you want to be able to read them. So you got to think about that too. So let's do this. Let's do, retro. So whenever you type in retro, you can see it's got the name retro in the font, but you also have just retro style fonts. So you can kind of see what you're looking at. And decide, oh, I like you. And you can see, and they also have instructions if you're not sure how to install a font onto your computer. And see, this comes with both your front layer and your back layer. Let's do this one. So that is called Crafty. Download. So we're going to go ahead and quit Corel Draw. Okay. Okay, so I have an idea of what I want to do now. I'm going to move my water out of the way. So now I'm going to go down to Finder and I'm going to go to my downloads and I'm going to go to Crafty Extrude and I'm going to install the OTF, which is an open text font. Now, you're going to always want to choose to install the open text font if you can, if it has that style. They're just better style. I don't remember what the difference is. They're a newer style font and they're just easier to edit if you can. So for a Mac, you typically just double click on it and install. And it will tell you if it's on your machine or not. For Windows, I think it's now the same thing. And see, it'll tell you down here if it's installed. Okay. So now if you double check it, you've got the regular and the extrude. So that's the front part and the back part. Okay. So we can close out of that. Now, I have a thought in my head because I saw a saying on Pinterest and it was like, mind your own business or something. It was like, mind your own business. And it was like a flower in a garden. I was like, that would be super cute, but do mind your own beeswax because, you know, I love bees. So we're going to do that. So let's look for bees. But we're going to do it as an SVG because, you know. I love these. And as you can see, there's a ton of different bees. A ton. But I think I want to do it with something else with it. No, I'm not exactly sure how I want to do it, but we're going to do it with it. Like, I think I want to do some flowers and maybe a rainbow and a cute little bee that is on the flowers. Like a flying little bee. Like that lands, like a face bee, a cute bee. Yes. I think that that would be good. So this is something, and this is how I do it a lot of times, is I work through and I take and do this to myself where it's like, okay, this is kind of what I'm doing. And I talk through it and I'm like, okay, this is what I'm thinking. And then this is what I'm thinking. And then that's what I do. I don't know how other people do it, but this is my thought process behind it. And it works. And part of the thing is, whenever you're doing designs like this, if you want to do them and give them away or anything like that, you do have to make changes to it. So, and I will place this up on Patreon if you don't want to create this. So, just to kind of give you a heads up. Let's look at some of these bundles. Now, one thing I will say though about Creative Fabrica is not everything is created the same. Now, another thing about this is I know we don't have the normal amount of people in here. We typically do these on the first Wednesday of every month at 6 p.m. This is a redo of the first one because of the I had some technical difficulties. Let me make sure this is still doing what it's supposed to. Yes. Okay. Got to double check. And if there's any issue with anything, let me know because I can't keep up. I mean, I can double check on my screen over there. I don't want clip art. Rainbow and bees. It's like it reads your mind. But I want a cute bee. Flying or just you know what it is. And sometimes you got to change your terminology. You learn to see what works and what doesn't. They've got some cute ones, but some of it's odd. Okay, let's see what we find. And we can always take and trace something out if we don't find it. But a lot of people aren't going to want to recreate something. So we're trying to create this from scratch. Well, not really from scratch, but we want something that has it all. Ooh, those are kind of cute. Let's download those. And those have SVGs. I like you. It's like, I like you. Have a cupcake. The TikTok thing. Okay, so now we need a rainbow. Let's look for a rainbow. But we need an SVG because there's like a bajillion fonts that have the name rainbow in it. Okay. Let's look and see what's in here. I think I like you because there's some good basic rainbows and there's some clouds. Okay. And see, you can buy things individually too, if you want to. Okay. And let's look for some flowers. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to use the rainbow. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to use, but I like to go ahead and get a lot of different design elements and have them in my downloads so that way I can play. Because that's a good way to start. So you have them there beforehand. Okay, let's see. Flower. What would you call that whenever it's like a flower? Flower grass. What would that be called? Wildflowers? Wildflowers? That's not how you do a SVG. That's SG. Yes. Let's see. That's more of what I'm looking for, but I want something colored. Because we like color. I don't know why so many people, whenever they do these, why so many of them are like, no color, no color. Because you can take away color. It's like, give me something with color. And then we can take it away. I don't know why. I guess a lot of people prefer, I guess because so many people want the simplistic spring flowers. Yeah. But I guess so many people want simplistic now. But to me, I would rather have it more ornate and then take it away then have it with less. Hopefully that makes sense. To me, that is a little bit easier to deal with, in my opinion. But, you know, what do I know? Oh, that's sublimation. Because that is PNG. See, sometimes things get mixed in. And see, that's cute as can be, but that's a PNG. Now, when I go back, it's going to bring me all the way back to the top. And I don't want to be at the top. I want to be lower. Much, much lower. And if you're watching this on replay, yes, I talk to myself when I'm doing my designs. It's funny. And yeah, my dogs probably think I'm crazy, but it's okay. I've always done it. I talk to myself all the time. It helps keep me, I do it with everything though. I kind of have to. See, there's lots of sublimation designs whenever it comes to colored wildflowers, but I don't want sublimation. I want an SVG. I don't know why. Because it's not as difficult to take and make. See, everything and I want it to kind of have the same feel as the other things that I've downloaded. So I need it to have outlines and if I download one of the linear designs, it's going to have the hold on. Let me double check because I've got okay. Okay, where in the world? Let's go back to the top. I may have to take and make these myself, which we can do. It's not super, super difficult if I want wildflowers. because I'm really not seeing anything that has any color to them. That is an SVG. Because everything that has color is sublimation. I don't know why. Why, oh why must you treat me this way? It's okay. Other than that, and that does not have enough distinction to me. It doesn't have enough flowers. Yeah, I don't think that has enough flowers, in my opinion. Yep, that doesn't have enough flowers. Okay, we can do this. And this is good for you to see anyway. Okay. Let's go up here. Because it's mainly going to be the leaves and the flower parts. Now, what kind of flowers do we want to do? Because we can layer flowers. Do we want to get a bundle that are already kind of done? Or do we want to do something like this? Or do we want to do that's the question of the day. What do I want to do? I think I'm going to do both. I think I'm going to choose where are they? Where are my flowers that I wanted to do? Where did they go? Which way did they go, George? Which way did they go? Where did my flowers go that I wanted? I have a very, very, very large amount. I did not mean to go that far. I went a very long way down, didn't I? A lot of TV and movie references and commercial references. I spent a lot of time at home alone when I was a kid. I loved to read, but I didn't always get, like, especially during the summer, I didn't get a lot of time to get to the library, and my parents, my adopted mom and stepdad definitely didn't buy me books, so I spent a lot of time watching TV, so I remember stuff whenever my brain wants to work, a lot of things, so yeah, we're going to download these because I love, like, what are those things called? Daffodils. Isn't that a daffodil? And that is a mum. I don't remember what that's called. But it's cute. So we're going to do that. And then I know that, what is that called? Is it a dandelion that turns into that? I used to call them the wish flowers. The wish flowers. We're going to do that. Oh, it says dandelion on it. I'm okay. It's okay. We're going to do the dandelion. I don't know if I'm going to use it, but we're going to do it. I'm okay. I'm okay. I don't know what kind of color of shirt we're going to do, what we're going to do with this, but we're going to make it. But I've had a lot of people ask, like, how do I choose my shirts and how do I. Sometimes I create the files first and then I decide on everything. Other times, like when I choose Patreon, first thing I do is I choose the shirt color by like either I'll go through and look at the shirts and be like, oh, that one looks pretty to me this month. And then I choose vinyls off of that. Or a vinyl will inspire me and then I build everything off of one vinyl. That's kind of typically what I do. I get inspired by one thing and then it's like everything builds off of one thing. I don't know how everybody else does it, but that's how I do it. Everything starts typically off of one thing. Like today's design, it's off of one, and it wasn't even, the whole thing wasn't even off of everything. It's off of one piece that I decided, well, I like this, but we're going to change it to this. But yeah, that's kind of what I do. Okay, now I'm going to open up Corel Draw. Okay, now typically whenever I design anything, oh, let me adjust. I gotta adjust my legs. My feet are falling asleep. I sit in my chair weird. I typically sit like on my feet if I don't prop them up, but typically I don't because the dogs like to chew on my footstool. But my basic like document style that I have saved is almost always going to be set as a tabloid size, which is 11 by 17, because I'm used to designing for screen print, so which is typically tabloid, because 10 and a half inches wide. I always give myself a little bit of a bleed, so a little bit bigger. So, I mean, and my other save sizes are like my thumbnail size for doing my thumbnails for YouTube. And then I have some other custom sizes like doing like banners for Facebook and all that. But those are, I mean, but my tabloid is what I typically always have. So that's where I go. And I always have everything whenever I'm doing a design for an SVG, I have it in RGB mode because that's what it always likes it as, just so you know. So we're opening everything up. So first thing we're going to do our text. Because I figure that's kind of where we want to start. And then we'll kind of build everything off of there. So we're going to type out mind. Your. So should I do your as Y-O? Can I even talk? Y-O-U-R or Y-O-U-R-E. I always do your as Y-O-U-R. Own That's all going to be on one line. I know that. Beeswax. Definitely like that. And I know I'll probably center that, and I might not. It kind of depends. And what was the name of the font? So let's go to my downloads, and that was Crafty. Okay, so let's make that bigger so we can see. Not that it's going to stay this size, but sometimes it's easier, especially when I'm showing y'all stuff, what we're doing. Okay, so let's type in Crafty. Oh, that's a cute font. Okay, so I like that. Okay, should we do, yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah, you are, not you are. Okay. Now, I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste. Now, I think what I'm going to do is I am going to make this more of a 70s style. So I do think that I am going to vintagify this. Like, we're going to use more of like those mustardy kind of colors and all that. I think that that will be super cute. So let's go to Crafty again. Hijk. Yes. I cannot be the only one who's still, especially with my brain stuff, I still have to take and go through and like do my alphabet to remember stuff. So yeah, it's bad. Okay, that didn't line up perfectly, but we'll make it work. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go up here to Object, and we are going to break Mind Your Own Beeswax apart. And on the top one, we're going to go ahead and break Mind Your Own Beeswax apart. Okay, so I'm going to do this again. Copy, paste. There we go. And we're going to move that one behind there. And this one I'm going to delete. See, so sometimes you kind of got to play around with things and see what's going to work. And I think that's what I want to do is I want to make that bigger. Let's zoom out just a hair. Let's make this smaller so I can zoom in some. So we can see what we're doing. But yeah. But you can kind of see what I'm playing with. First and foremost is seeing what I like and what I don't, and then going from there. Now, I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is break apart all of the words. Okay. And okay. So let me see what this looks like if I capitalize your. I'm not sure if I want to do that, but we're going to see. Well, let's take, I think I want to. Okay. And again, for some reason, when we do this, we have to redo it each time. Okay, and own, let's do the same thing. Let's capitalize, nope, let's delete that. We have to for some reason, sometimes when we do these, we have to just take and every single time when we change the capitals, we have to redo the background. Don't know why, but we do. Now, let's move that over. That's not what I wanted to do. So let's grab both of those. Okay. Give it a little bit more spacing. Okay. Now what I'm doing is I'm bringing down this line just so I can see to make sure everything is on the same line. So I can play with my spacing. Because I want the bottom of the text where the own, you see where, you see where the bottom of that red, where those humps are, we want all that to be on the same line because those are all going to be the same height, if that makes sense. So we want that to be the same. Okay. I think that is pretty good. Actually, I want the own to come over just a hair because I think that that should barely touch. Okay. I like that. So what I'm thinking is that the outline if I'm wanting this to be kind of 70-ish, that the outline, we're going to make it more of the chocolatey brown. And then I think we're going to make the letters more of like that mustardy. Yes. You're starting to see that it's coming together. See what I'm saying? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, we're going to group that for now. Let's make that just a tad bit smaller. And I am going to move that to the front. Perfect. Okay. We're getting there now. We're cooking with gas. Okie dokie. Perfect. Okay. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Okay. So you can kind of see where we're going with this. Now, we're going to go ahead and ungroup this. Now we've got to convert this to curves because we want to make, well, I think do I want to outline this? Maybe. Let's see what we do if we outline this. Let's outline it. Let's see what it looks like if we outline it. Let's undo that first. Let's not do that first. Let's go ahead and convert it to curves and weld it. Because that's one thing you're going to have to do. Yes, I'm still live, Mary. This design's going to take a while. Well, I can go ahead and select all of it and convert it to curves because it's all going to have to be converted to curves, and then do each individual piece and weld it. Okay, let's do Now let's get rid of that. Undo, edit text. There we go. Now let's select everything. Object, convert to curves. Now we can do our weld. And now I can go ahead and convert these to curves. Let's try that now. Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay, shaping, weld. Weld. Sorry if I'm not talking while doing this. I don't want to miss one. Okay. And then this is just something I always do, and this is in Corel, is I'm just going through and reducing the nodes. That's just to clean it up some. Now, I would typically take and go through and do this even more, but I'm not going to do that in this tutorial because, one, it would take forever, and two, it's not something you really have to worry about too much. But again, it's just something that I would typically do just as an extra thing. Okay, now we're going to see if we want to add an extra outline to everything, just to make it stand out a little bit more. Okay. Okay. Let's do curved edges to the outside. Now, what kind of color would you do? Nope, that's not the one I wanted to choose. That's not the color I chose. I did not choose white, did I? Would we want to go more? Nope, definitely not that. That is not good. Actually, I kind of do like white. Do I want it to be that thick? I kind of would want it to be a little thicker than that. I kind of like it like that. What do you think? I like it like that. Okay. Convert outline to object. Convert outline to object. convert outline to object. Okay, I think that looks good. Maybe it's just me. Let's give you an outline. You're going to need it bigger. Okay, rounded edges to the outside. Let's make you 6 point. Let's do 5 point. Okay. I like that. Object, convert outline to object. Okay. Now, you see how that brown is? What I'm going to do is all the brown I'm going to take and put towards the back. Wrong way. Towards the back. See how much better that looks with it all towards the back of the layer? Okay. Now, all of the brown, I'm going to add a little bit more of an outline to, but I'm going to outline that all in brown, in the same brown, because I want that to be a little bit thicker. And I want to get rid of some of these little spots on the inside because, one, it will make it a little bit easier to weed whenever you go to weed it all. Okay. Okay. See how that looks, where we're just giving it a little bit more outline. Let's do 12. Okay, I like the 4. Okay. I like that. Okay. Perfect. And I'm going to weld the perspective outline to each word that it goes to. Just makes it easier to deal with. Again, these are things you don't have to do, but I just do it. And if you're working with Corel like I am, again, I always go through and reduce my nodes. It just, again, makes things easier in the long run. And then probably what I'm going to, well, not probably, what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to weld all my brown together to make it all one piece, because there's no reason not to. So now, as you can see, that's all one section. And then I'm going to put all of my yellow together. And group it. And all my yellow. You don't have to do this. I just always kind of do all of this. It just makes it easier. And I need to go ahead and reduce the white outline and group it. So there we go. So we've got our text done. Now we've got more to do. Okay, so I'm going to change that down to 10.5, not 105, 10.5. And align that to the center of the page horizontally. We want to go ahead and, hold on, we want to go ahead and group all that together first, because we don't want it to shift like it just did, and align that center to the page horizontally. Okay, now we got to add in our other elements. The text part to me is the hardest part whenever you're wanting it to be done correctly. And again, we're not slicing this today. You don't really have to worry about that depending on what type of vinyls you're using. So I will probably, when I go to upload this onto Patreon, I'll have one that's sliced and one that's not. So you'll have both. And then I will also upload a PNG version that is available for sublimation. So let's place some items in here. So we're going to go to our downloads. Okay, let's see what bee we like. I want a flying bee. I just got to decide on which bee I like. Well, I guess maybe let's see. Well, no, we're going to decide on our bee first. I think I kind of like the shape of this guy. I think he's my favorite. Or do I like... I like him. I like him. Yep, I'm still live, Laura. I am still live. Okay. So this one's running a while. Okay, so we like the bee. And for one thing, for the bee, we're definitely going to change all the black to the brown because we want him to look a little vintage. For sure. And we don't want this to be too many colors. Oh, and you know what? Let's go ahead and give our shirt a box. Even though we're not sure what color we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and give ourselves a box. Okay, make this bigger and no outline. We're going to make the shirt color like that. We're going to put order to the back of the page. that just gives us something to work with. And we don't want it transparent. Okay, so for our B, ungroup. I don't need to see that every single time. Now, let's go look and see what is all part of our B. Okay. If I move his cheeks down here, I'm wondering if I can take and make those the same color and his head the same color and weld all that together. Yes. Because we're going to want to limit down. Oh, I'm glad this is your first time, Laura. I'm glad you were able to be here. See, what I'm doing is I'm just kind of making him all the same kind of colors that we have in the letters. Simplifying him down some. So that way we don't have so much going on. Because, you know, we don't need 30,000 colors. Plus, it also helps. Okay, so if we take and I think I'm going to outline the wings for sure. Let's go to Object up here. Okay. See, and I want to match, you see the width that is around his body already. I definitely want to match that. So I think that's going to be pretty close to what we already have. But you see how that looks better with the outline than without? I'll show you. Definitely with. So. Okay. There we go. I've got to ungroup those so I can convert the outline to object. So now what I want to do is take all of the brown pieces I'm going to take my white pieces so I can't see them, so I can make sure I have the correct brown pieces. I don't really need that. And we're going to weld them together, hopefully with no issues. Okie dokie. There we go. Oh, no, we had an issue. Okay, let's see what the issue was. Sometimes you got to go in stages when you go to weld. Okay. Don't ask me why, but you do. Ah. So we're doing the body first. Okay. There we go. So now his little body's put together. Now I want to make sure all of the white is the correct actual RGB white. Because it does not look to be the correct white. And make sure all the brown is correct. There we go. So look, there's our little bee. And see, he matches our lettering. Isn't cute? And see, he would just be cute as can be with just this alone. But we're going to make it cuter. Okay, and now we're going to go back to our downloads. And we've got some flowers to do. Okay. Okay, so you see how there is nothing behind those. So we want to make sure that we can add some color to these. I'm going to take a box, just like this. We're going to make it white. We're going to take away the outline. And I am going to take and make it where there's no transparency. Okie dokie. And group all. Why do some people make their stuff so complicated? Let's see. Hopefully this works. Sometimes I always wonder, because you've got people who do this, as a living, and it's like, I don't understand why this is not welded. Like, it makes no sense to me that all these pieces are not welded whatsoever. Oh, I ungrouped those. I need to group that. Group. Group. And lock it. So that way I don't mess up my stuff. And lock it. Because I will. I have definitely been known to do that. Okay, hold on. Where's my pieces? Okay. There we go. Lock, lock, lock. Okay, a group. Okay, there we go. Now I don't have to worry about messing that up. Sorry. If I didn't do that, I would end up messing that all up because it was behind all this. So, have to do that. Okay, now I have to, and again, why are these not converted? Some of them are, and some of them aren't. Yeah, I think I'm going to do a tutorial on this tomorrow because I love this. Okay, so now that is all one piece. I'm going to take and copy this and paste it. And I'm going to take and reduce the nodes if that does anything to it. And it did not look like it did anything. And then I'm going to select this one and reduce the nodes, which again, I don't think it did anything. And I'm going to, not that one. I'm going to take this one, the top one, and make it where I can't see it. And I'm going to select both of these. First thing I need to do is not select both of these. I'm going to convert this to a curves. You know what? I'm not going to use the flowers. I'm just going to do the rainbow. I think the rainbow will be just cute. I think that's all I need to do. Maybe. Hold on. Let's add in the rainbow and let's see what that looks like. Hold on, let's see what... Does this have them all on here? I bet you this has them all. It does. Okay, let's zoom out and then that way I can choose. Which one I like. Because it doesn't matter the colors because I can change all that. Do I like the ones with the hearts? Or do I like the ones with the clouds? Delete. I don't like that one, so that can go. I don't like that one. I don't like that one. I don't want 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 that one. I may want that one. I don't want that one. Okay. There we go. Now we can zoom in a little bit and see what we like with this. Okay, so I don't like that one. Okay. Hold on. Okay, we can move this closer. Okay. To kind of see which one we like. Okay. Let's move these to where they're kind of behind things. Just to kind of see what we like. Because we want it to have that feel. What feel? You're like, what feel are you talking about? That's kind of cute. Okay. Okay, I think I like the clouds better, but what I think I would rather do with the clouds is add the hearts instead of the stars in the clouds. Yes. Okay, so, and this one is definitely a no-go. So that one can go. Definitely. I think that's going to be cute. Okay. Mm-hmm. 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 Okay. So. Perfect. That's what we're going to do. Let's delete that. Now let's work on our colors. Okay, so that bright path part, okay, hold on. That can be deleted. That can be deleted, and that can be deleted for sure. Okay. Now we can zoom in so we can see better. I'm liking this. Ah, wrong one. Okay. So you can kind of see where we're going with all this. Ah, wrong one. Break path apart. Okay. Okay, the clouds go in front. In front. And then, where was the other little part? I definitely don't want any stars. Don't need that. Okay. Let's break that. Okay. Okay. We're getting somewhere. We're cooking with gas. Okie dokie. Let's put that towards the front. Okay. Now, I think I want to weld those two together. Let's outline that because I think that needs to be a little bit bigger to make it fit. Yes. Curved. Okay. Perfect. Okay, behind Bill. Okay. 1 point. I don't even know what Layla's growling at. Who knows with these dogs? Especially with doing the hearts on there. I think that that would be cute. Okay. Okay, let's move that up just a hair. Wrong way. Sometimes you just gotta work with it a little bit. Okay. Okay, that's good. We're getting there. Look how cute that looks, though. I'm loving it. I think this is really coming together, y'all. And see, I think that it looks really sweet because it also kind of goes like, it has that look of, it looks super duper cute and sweet, but then it's like, mind your own visa, which I think is adorable. So that's kind of fun. Now let's work on the colors of the rainbow. Okay, let's make sure those are bright white, the actual white. Okay, and the rest of it. Okay. Now let's look at our colors. Now we want this to be more of those 70s colors like we did before. So what about like a winey purple? No, more winey. Okay, hold on. Let's go here. Edit color. Object. Is that too dark? I don't love that. Okay, let's do ruby red. And then for this color, let's do more of that fall tone orange. We'll go for our more yellowy tone. Then we will go for I don't think I want to go anywhere near blue. Okay, we'll do olive drab. Okay, what's next? Do we want to go? What kind of color next? Maybe I should go more. Pumpkin-y yellow orange, and then because I can go more maroon. Okay, and then we can go there. 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 Yes, yes, yes. And then we can do more of like some type of green. Another type of greeny kind of color. Yes. Now, I'm not sure which green yet, but I'll find something. Or I'll choose something for that one. But yeah, I'm kind of loving this. I'm more than kind of loving this. I am really, really loving this. And the color scheme might change a little bit once I go to put it on something, but yeah. Oh. Okay, so I love this. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it all. I think that this is great. I think this is great. Y'all have to let me know what y'all think, but I love everything about this. I think it's awesome. I love it all. I'm happy with it. I think it's adorable. I mean, and you could easily turn this into like not so 70s looking. You could do it more traditional, but like I am super duper pumped with this, and I think that it is super cute. But yeah, I think that I am completely happy with how it came out. And if you like it, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. If you were okay with me sharing this with others, like after the fact, let me know. I will do a tutorial with this video, with this design. I will probably do that tomorrow because I love this so, so much. But yeah, I mean, I am like, I love this. I love everything about this. So I guess that's it for this one. I will post this SVG on Patreon. I'll also include it as a PNG in case you don't want to make this yourself. But yeah, I love everything about this. I will have it as both just this, and then I'll also have it as a sliced image. But yeah, I guess that's it. And I will see y'all later. Bye.